Hey, my loves. This is Shades of V back in, checking in. Got the little blue ambiance going on, but I'm back in my office. Just want to check in with everybody and see how you all are doing on this happy Monday. Give a little update on me. I had a phone call today about a potential job opportunity. So it was just like one of those brief phone calls, just to kind of find out about my background and to kind of find out about the job. So I don't know, fingers crossed, we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll get called in for an in-person interview and we'll see. Maybe things will go good and I'll have positive news to come back and tell you all. Other than that, I was just sitting here having kind of an inspiration to kind of dive into my other channel that I do like some scary stories on. But I've been kind of experimenting because I'm the type of person that I know a lot of people on content creating, they have like niche, I don't know if I'm saying the right word, that they just gravitate towards, and that's what their content is about. And I don't think I'm very niche based, at least not right now. Like I like to just explore and try different things and kind of see where it goes. And there's just an area that there's a bunch of area of things that I'm interested in, needless to say. And one of the biggest things I'm interested in is just some things like that evolve around protection of kids. And I don't mean to say like eerie tales, like I'm telling a spooky story about things that children went through. No, what I'm saying is so far my channel on my narrator page kind of just has like me starting off with like scary stories and things of that nature. But I was starting to get to a point where that was not something that I was interested in. And I do have a big passion for kids that go through things, people in general that go through things. I think what gets me about children is because there is no protection in place for them, and that is something that has always bothered me. I think it has been one of the reasons why I attempted to pursue mental health counseling. But what I ran into with that is that I don't like the politics. And there may be some people that disagree. But what I mean about the politics is when you get out here as a mental health counselor, you're out here to help people. And school, I personally don't feel like the schools I've been to equip their students with enough knowledge and hands-on experience, hands-on live situations that they may encounter. They kind of just teach these scenarios from, at least the school I was recently at, teach scenarios from like way back in the day and techniques that are way back in the day. And I mean, I know that some of the techniques they use have helped people, I'm sure. But one of the biggest things that I've seen come through, especially as my husband as a mental health counselor, is that people want to be heard. People don't want to be dismissed and discredited. And I feel like school was just a whole politics game of looking a certain way, speaking a certain way, acting a certain way, even down to dressing a certain way. And for me in school, I always wanted to present real life shit. You know what I mean? Like real life shit. Like people go through some real life shit. Children deal with some real life shit. And I remember being in school and there was this girl that was going to be a school counselor, and she was just like, She wanted to be a school counselor because she felt like it was easier to deal with children. Now, if you don't see the issue in that, then I don't know what to tell you. And I kind of just wonder where your thought process is, why you feel that way. Children deal with so much, and they're expected to just keep quiet and not say anything about it. They're not protected by the system. Foster care was supposed to be something to give them a stable, more positive environment where they feel safe, but that is not what it does. I feel like a lot of times the foster care is just a place where adopting people who have ill intent, malicious intent, go to adopt children, not to help them, but to get a check or to abuse them. And these kids have to suffer with the trauma they deal with the rest of their lives, you know? And yes, seeking help, you know what I mean, can help with a lot of that. But at the same time, those scars are still there. And as they say, the body keeps the score. I find it so sickening to my stomach. People who adamantly go out of their way to adopt kids, to birth kids, just to abuse them. It's very sickening beyond belief. And it is something that hits my core. So I've been trying to debate on what I'm doing on this channel. There are many other things that I like to cover because I love all different things. Like even the, all the way to just talking about things like, I'm trying to think of something off the top of my head. My mind is drawing a blank right now. It does that a lot when I get on camera, but there are some influencers on YouTube that I love to watch. Their information is really intriguing to me, where they kind of talk about things like, jumping in still water. I'm naming something basic. Or there's even a person that I really love watching named Horrify that kind of just talks about really creepy, scary encounters. So I'm interested into a lot of different things other than paranormal. A lot of things that are like passions, I guess, a little bit for me. And one of the big ones is things, and abuse that children deal with and go through, because I think that people try to turn a blind eye. They really try to turn a blind eye, and that's sickening to me. Like, while I understand that some people feel like, well, I wish I could do something, but there's nothing I can do. You can bring awareness, you know what I mean? And that's one of my goals around, talking about some of this stuff. Like, I have a case I'm researching that I may put on my channel to talk about, and it's just bringing awareness, I don't think a lot of people really, really realize or really, really take time to think about so many different things. And, I hate hearing or knowing about a child who has had a rough upbringing, that's been abused. And that abuse can come in many different forms. And it's upsetting. And also another reason why I stepped out of mental health, because I was actually in the program. I got to the point of practicum, and I left. There was a lot going on at the time, but then I just couldn't get with the political aspect. And then I came to realize that there are more than one way to help someone. You know, we're always taught the traditional way. You know, you go to school, you get a degree, you go out here and you get your experience. But there are so many different ways to help people that are struggling. You know, you have people do support groups. You have people that do speeches telling their stories and how they overcame. Like, I don't even know why I'm going down this path, y'all, but I hope y'all can keep up with me and flow with me. And I hope what I said in this video makes sense. I'm still working on like gathering my thoughts. That is something that I do struggle with. So if it sounds like I don't have it together or I'm coming all over the place with my thoughts, just bear with me. Like, I'm not even gonna delete this video and re-record. Like, the videos I post to you all are me in my raw element. They are me and my raw thoughts. They are me when I'm struggling with my thoughts. They are me when I'm trying to gather my thoughts. Like, there is no editing going on right now. It is raw and upfront. This is me presenting myself to you in my raw form. And, you know, even though I may struggle with my thoughts, I may struggle with trying to get them out, I may struggle with trying to be understood, you know, in a sense, it is not something that's going to stop me from continuing to still speak my voice, you know, and still voice myself, you know, and that's what I'm going to do. So, yeah. One of the cases I'm looking at that I am going to talk about is the Collingswood boys case. And it really hit deep, because again, this evolves around a foster home case where these children thought that they were going to be in a safe, healthy environment, a positive environment, a place where they were going to be taken care of, where they were going to be, where they could just breathe, you know? And that's not what happened. And I'm sure if this comes across anybody's feed who has been in foster care, you know exactly what it's like. You know all about it. I'm going to let y'all in on a tidbit. At one of my jobs I used to work, I remember there was this lady I worked with, and I remember being so stunned by her response and how she couldn't even wrap her mind around something to that caliber. So we were pretty much just talking about, you know, how not every child grows up in a family or comes into a family where they're taken care of, where they have a meal to eat, where their stomach is full at night, where they're not being starved. And she looked at me and she said, that just doesn't make sense. Me as a mom, I can't even imagine that there's a child out there like where a mother wouldn't feed their kid. And I remember looking at her and thinking, out of all these people, millions of people across this earth, you mean to tell me you can't open your mind up to step outside of yourself and realize that not every child receives the care that they deserve? Not every child goes to bed at night with a full stomach, let alone just feeling safe in their home. And I think it set in my mind how naive people can be. I may not have experienced some stuff that other people have experienced in their life. I have had my share of experiences from childhood on up. Don't get me wrong. But I also acknowledge that there are people that experience other things that I didn't experience, and vice versa. But I have the capability to step outside of myself and realize not everybody receives the care they deserve. I could go on, y'all. And I know this is my Shades of V page, and I'm talking about something I'm posting on another page potentially. But you know what? This is a part of Shades of V. This is a part of me. This is me talking about stuff that is deep for me. Stuff that comes across my mind when I'm just sitting looking out the window, just listening to the birds and shit. You know what I mean? Like it's stuff that when I read something or I see something, it hits me on another level, makes me get emotional. You know what I mean? Like, so that's all a part of me. Yes, I have the goofy, I have the, the emotional side. I mean, I have all the sides that a human experiences. And this channel is me bringing all of that here, like everything, like my ups, my downs, my all arounds, my art. I think I've said this over and over again. I'm not even entirely sure, but you will see videos up here that I may have done, like some older videos where I was just like being goofy or silly. I mean, it is what it is. This is an all over page. Like it's not one of those pages where if you're looking for beauty or tips or different things to work on or what, I don't know, whatever. Like this page is just all about just putting what comes to mind out there. And if there are people that this comes across and you want to engage and you want to like put your thoughts or even express stuff you've been through and you feel comfortable. I mean, I understand that's not something that's comfortable to do, especially on social media where, you're judged for literally everything, which is sickening in itself. Because a lot of times to me, the people that are judging don't want to be judged. If you're going to judge, then you need to be open to being judged. Right or wrong? Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But anyway, I thought there was something else I was even going to say to y'all why I even started this video, but then it just went here. And so I'm just going to go with it. I hope you all have a great rest of your Monday. I'm going to try to do the best I can to be in, I don't know, a chill Monday headspace. Relaxing because my mindset has been all over the place. But anywho, I hope you all have a great day. I love the ones that love me. And remember, as always, give yourself grace because the world is hard on us enough. We don't need to be hard on ourselves as well. So it doesn't help make it better. So I'll see you all next time. I don't know when, but I'll see you all. Take care.